everybody on the internet. Hi, it's RPG Grandma. Like, subscribe, comment. I always forget to say that. Let me know. Okay, spitballing how to be a better player. In the short, I said take responsibility for yourself, know what you're going to do. I realize, because I've been there, when it's your turn and something's happening, sometimes your brain is like, ah, right? But a lot of times what happens at tables when players are all in that mode, where the brain is like, can't think of nothing for some stupid reason, this is what happens. I don't know what to do. And then Billy next to you says, well, how about we do this? And then Tommy across from you says, or we could do this. And then Sally over there says something, we could do this. And so thus starts the 10-minute to 30-minute discussion on tactics on how to deal with the thing, whatever the thing is. When in real life, you would have seconds, split seconds, not even a minute, to make a decision. All right. Now, in real life, things can happen. And in the moment, yes, you can tactically plan, but it is planning on the fly. In other words, you are doing stuff as you are planning, even if you are planning with other people. All right? And I have rarely seen that play out on a table. We did do it in the virtual game that I was in last week, when I realized we had a problem, and it was a bigger problem than just straight up attacking could deal with, and run away. I chose to run away, and everybody else was smart enough to run away with me. This is also part of being a team. There are some things too big for an individual player, even if they are a tank in the game, to handle, or a powerful wizard. Often things require the teamwork of everybody. So when you realize you've got a problem that's going to require some type of teamwork, and you need to put distance between you and the thing, you need cover, you need something, and at the same time, as you're running away, you need to be talking to your teammates about what you're doing, which is exactly what you saw play out in the virtual game, if you watched that game that I was in. And so when we were ready, we turned, and I did something, they did something, it was all with magic, and then the physical combat started. So to give us a chance to handle the problem. In that case, it was a monster. You need to do something similar. In the short, I said, a bunch of stuff: dodge, jump, run away, do something, say something. All right? But if you're sitting there going, well, every time we play D&D or Traveler or some other role-playing game, whatever it is, doesn't matter, Cthulhu, we sit around when there's a problem and we get to discuss it, and the referee is okay with that. Okay, well, that's probably how the referee learned to play the game. They haven't learned yet to light a fire under people's heinies. Or maybe they're uncomfortable doing that. Their friends, their family, they think it's going to put too much pressure on you, it's going to frustrate you, all that kind of stuff. You need to embrace going through your turns quickly, because let's say you only have an hour to play. If it takes you an hour to make a single decision, you're not going to get much playing in. It's not going to be a good game session, not for the referee, and not for you or the other players. So you need to take responsibility for yourself. Yes, dungeon masters, game masters, you should be setting down some limits on how long people can talk. No more than a minute, because in real life, a lot happens in a minute. A lot. In split seconds, things happen. Things can happen so fast that your mind can go fast enough to realize what's going to happen, what the consequences are going to be. Right, guys? And you physically cannot move. It's not that you're in shock. It's not that you don't know what you want to do. You are trying to do that thing, and you simply cannot do it fast enough. And usually when you're that motivated to move or whatever, it's going to hurt. I've been there. Time literally seems to slow down when you're under pressure. And then you don't seem to move like you should be able to. That's because your mind is firing faster than your body can actually move. Okay, that's what happens in real life. You can actually think pretty fast. The problem is getting that thought vocalized or in action physically. All right? So knowing that, giving people too long of a time to discuss when there is a big monster or thing happening, the building's falling, this is happening, the monster is coming for them, and it's got like 6 attacks. Then, and even if the players don't know how many attacks it has, when it's got like 4 heads and 8 arms and stuff, or tentacles all over the place, they can pretty much guess, if they've played any role-playing game long enough, that it's probably got more than one. All right? It's not no goblin. If it steps on you, your player character's probably dead, right? So, take some responsibility. If you're a game master, start using a timer if you need to. Hit that stopwatch and start it timing. But better yet, if you're a player at a table where everything's getting slowed down by the turn process, instead of getting mad at the turn process, which is necessary, take responsibility and do and say something as soon as it's your turn. All right? And get done quick. So the next person will be like, oh, every time Timmy says something, it's Timmy's turn, I'm going to be next because I'm next in line, and I'm going to have something ready to go. Put a little pressure on yourself. It's okay. Put a little pressure on the table. Tell the DM it's okay to put pressure on the table. And if you have a DM who's doing that, don't be resentful. Don't be mad. Understand they are trying to make this an exciting game. If you spend an hour figuring out how to fight a monster and you're not at the tavern, even if you are at the tavern, that is not good, because then nothing's happening in the game. It's boring. I mean, sure, it'll be cool if your plan works, but save planning like that for at the tavern, around the campfire. Outside of the game, we're going to get the DM this time. I got a plan, right? Pick up the phone, whatever it is. But at the table, you want that action going. And you cannot put it all on the DM. You have to take some responsibility for you. You guys are part of Team RPG, regardless of whatever game you're playing. And the team includes you, all the players, including the referee. All right? So, are you working together to move that ball down the field, so to speak? Like if it was a football game? Or are you at odds with each other and just like, oh yeah, I'm not going to run with the ball. I'm just going to stand here, not throw it. Oh gee, the other team's killing me. You wouldn't do that. You start moving. You start hustling. They're coming to tackle you. If you're the guy throwing the ball at somebody else, you got to throw it before they get to you. If you're defense, you got to try to stop. So start thinking about the game a little bit differently and your position in the game. When it's your turn, you have to act for the behalf of the team. So Team RPG, guys. Have a great day. Stay awesome. Peace. Bye.